while people get in.
Yeah, just a hot intro, man. That's how you do it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wednesday Night Crypto Chat. I'm hanging out with my buddies Ace and motherfucking SoCal. How are the boys doing tonight?
I
slipped in here, Bagsy.
Yo, that was a fire fucking intro, dude. Like, I put some good energy into that. But yo, it's good to have you guys. We're just talking about kids and shit, and like, what's the perfect
you totally glossed over Monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here.
Left out here.
Oh shit, Monkey, what's up, dude? I'm so sorry. I didn't even know you were here, man.
I slid in here right as you were doing the intro.
You're a sneaky guy.
I couldn't remember the password to this email.
Good, yo, good to have you boys on tonight. Yo, Monkey, what's the perfect age as a man to have a kid for the first time? Is there a perfect age?
I think it depends on where you're secure, when you're secure, financially and with the right person. So I don't know if age is the most important thing, but if it is, maybe early 30s.
Early 30s, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right to me. Yeah.
Do not question me. I know what I'm talking about, God damn it.
Dude, I wouldn't even dare, dude.
But did you say that, SoCal?
What? Yeah, man. I said 30 to 35, dude.
There you go.
And I'm speaking from experience here. All right.
Mhm.
So,
Do you have another one anytime soon?
no, fuck that. I'm done, man.
That's funny.
that's a physical impossibility at this point.
There you go. Snip, snip.
Hey, man. Look. All right. No.
Oh shit, huh?
Done.
Done. Well, technically you can unsnip, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
do you work like a job?
No.
Okay, it's funny.
Hold on. I mean, crypto is always a job,
that's
but-
24/7 grind for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I know some people who've gotten vasectomies and their company actually pays for it. I think it's pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't have a life.
Well, you see, there's this great little thing you get when you're a veteran, and it's called VA, and
Same
actually,
concept.
it's not great at all by any means.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it's free, so there's that.
Yeah. What is it exactly?
What? The VA
it's
is
like-
Veterans Administration. It's
hospitals.
it's the Veterans Hospital.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a Canadian, so it's a bit.
You get cheap loans and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And there's all sorts of different like levels and stipulations, but like if you're a combat veteran with disability, then you basically get everything for free from the VA. Everything from the VA. You don't get like everything in America for free.
Of
Hell no.
course.
But like you get free healthcare and shit.
Like, can I get that gun? You know?
I'd say it's like business class healthcare for like people, for like veteran people, compared to like regular healthcare.
Well, fuck. if
No,
any-
it's basically like a free HMO. It's shitty healthcare, but it's free. So I mean, it's it's all right because it's free. But if we had to pay for it, then God no, fuck you.
Yeah.
Healthcare in the U.S. is just a fucked up situation. It's a nasty cycle of drug companies raising prices because insurance pays for it, and in the end, we just get fucked. And hospital bills are retarded high, and
Yeah.
it's a mess. I don't know if you know about that shit, Bagsy, but it's a huge mess.
Yeah, I'm intimately familiar with that whole situation, and it's garbage. And the problem is actually on hospitals and insurance companies. Yes, insurance companies because not insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies for arbitrarily inflating medicine prices just because they can, and they know that people have to pay for it, so they will. And also hospitals, especially for-profit hospitals, are some of the worst. They'll charge $100,000 for just like something that costs nothing. Like shit, I can't think of any direct examples. I know of
$bucks. They should be. They're like $1 or $2 in other countries.
Yeah, there was somebody who got a shot and a Band-Aid for the shot, and the hospital literally charged them almost $20,000. It was like something absolutely, utterly fucking insane. And again, just because the hospitals can, there's no legislation saying, you can't blatantly profiteer. or if there is, I'm just unaware of it, and it's not enforced in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, it's basically just hospitals and pharmaceutical companies profiteering is all it is.
Mhm. Dude, that's like that instills a certain level of fear at the core because you're afraid as an American if you don't have the means, you're afraid to get injured. You know, there's like this.
Not necessarily, because
No?
there's also stuff where it's
Hell no, brother.
really hard for hospitals to turn you away from non-life threatening stuff. Like it's
Okay.
illegal for them to turn you away. It doesn't matter if you have insurance or not. If it's a life-threatening injury, say you go and something happens, you get both arms ripped off or something.
Yeah.
They got you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have insurance or not. The hospitals are not allowed to turn you
You'll
away.
just rack up one hell of a bill.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
That-
Exactly.
I'm
They'll
not-
just
Yeah, that's the
but
scary part,
when
dude.
and that's what fucks people, because they'll get a life-threatening thing that they can't pay the bills on, then they can't pay
Live.
for their rehab or anything, so they
Yeah.
can't get a job to pay for their bills.
Man.
So
Then
yeah,
your
it's a
credit's
cycle.
fucked, and then blah.
Guys, come to Canada.
Yeah.
Come to Canada. Free healthcare, baby. Let's go. Let's fucking
You know
go.
how hard Canada's made it for Americans to emigrate recently?
No.
And I mean, I don't blame Canada at all, but ever since Trump was elected, do you know how hard it is to emigrate?
I don't want to lose
Canada?
my citizenship, man.
Mhm.
I like it.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't care about losing citizenship or
Mhm.
whatever. It's entirely the fact that they don't want Americans up there. They're like, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah, right now healthcare is max 400 euros for highest earners, says Manhastum. Tell me what your position on XRP is and what's lever. What the fuck? Leverage isn't what matters. Risk is what matters.
Right to the XRP.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight to fucking Ripple.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
straight to fucking.
I was
business.
enjoying our healthcare topic.
Yeah, on Periscope, just in debt at that point, exactly. Yeah, CoinDeva, exactly. And yeah, so all that to say, guys, stay fucking safe out there. Don't get injured if you're in the States, because you might bust your knee and pay 5 Gs. You know,
I have a crazy story. Like I still owe like $4,000 over at Ohio because like I was crossing through there and I don't know what happened. Something happened, but I dislocated my shoulder and I couldn't get it back in. I had insurance, but they were stupid and they didn't like read my papers and I was kind of passed out. So, yeah, they charged me like $4,000 and I like keep fighting it that I had insurance. But yeah, that shit's still going on for like 7 years now. They keep me to pay.
Actually, dude, at 7 years, you can get that shit dropped off. You can be like,
I know, but they keep renewing it. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know all the process behind that, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can always just say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying pretty much at this point. I'm like, whatever. I'm like,
Which, for unreasonable charges, I'm a big fan of that. There's an apartment I once had that I had to break the lease early because I was moving, and they wanted to charge me. They wanted to keep my security deposit, which is pretty standard when you break a lease. That's fine. And they wanted to charge me a break lease fee, which is also pretty standard. I was okay with both of those. But then they also wanted to charge me an extra month's rent for the month after I moved out. And I was like, no, I'm not paying that. You guys are keeping the security deposit and you're charging me the break lease fee was equal to 1 month's rent already. So you're keeping the security deposit and getting the break lease fee that's equal to 1 month's rent. You can go fuck yourself on this other month's rent. And I even got to where I called the CEO of the fucking management company and talked to him. And he basically told me, go fuck yourself. You're going to pay. So I told him, now you're not going to get a goddamn penny. And you know what? I never fucking paid those assholes. Not 1 red cent.
Right now, one of them.
And I do not feel bad about it at all. Every time I got something in the mail, which they finally stopped after a while and everything, but every time I got a letter in the mail, I would giggle and just burn it. They'd be like, "We're gonna pursue legal action. Go ahead, motherfuckers. Let's take this shit to court. Let's see how much I can get out of you, illegal sons of bitches, or at the very least, unethical."
Yeah, I guess that's where having a good lawyer comes in handy, right?
Yeah, well, they never pursued legal
Yeah.
action. I knew they wouldn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't worth it to them because I would countersue and just draw it out and just
Fucking
be an asshole
milk
because I
them.
can, and they can go fuck themselves.
Mhm.
Anyway, back to crypto. Let's get on to
Yeah,
crypto.
let's
All right.
fucking do it. First things first. You guys saw Coin Exchange just retired, basically. They're done.
I thought they already shut down. If I'm being honest, I mean,
Yikes.
Nah, man.
What do you mean they retired? Like they just gave up, or
Here,
yeah,
let me pull
they're
up.
shutting down, man.
Here, let me pull up.
I thought they were in that first round of exchange die-offs in 2018. So
No,
I mean,
they were cockroaches about it. They survived, man. Here, Coin Exchange is closing down. It's with great regret that we must inform the community that the board of directors of CoinExchange.io, aka like two guys, has decided to close down the exchange. This is purely a business decision, and there has not been a security breach. So yeah, as of the deposits and trading will be done by mid-October, and then you got to get your shit off by December 1st. So if anyone has some shit on Coin Exchange, I'd recommend you get it off. And not only that, but if you look at their markets, most of the coins that were exclusively listed there plummeted like 99%, 98%. Look how many coins just fucking took over a 50% hit. It's insane.
hey,
Dude, they have so many coins on this market. What? Fucking
Look.
they go
Tron.
the whole bunch of stuff.
for the savvy trader, somebody should be or should have already been arbitrating the fuck out of that.
Yep.
At least the coins that are on other exchanges, not the Coin Exchange,
Not the unique ones.
exclusive. Yeah, not the that you're not gonna find anybody.
OTC sales.
Yeah, good luck, motherfucker.
Like,
What the hell's the lowest unit of a Ripple called a cripple? I don't know. Whatever whatever a Ripple Satoshi is.
Rats.
so it's worth zero.
You'd be lucky to get that.
Little rats.
Yeah, fucking crazy shit. But what I was trying to get at with that was,
But yeah, if somebody
It'll be a Riptoshi.
what are you saying, SoCal?
what oh no probably the same thing you're gonna say. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, I was just gonna go with like the exchange closing and shit like that. This isn't. I think this is the beginning of something bigger. I think that a lot of the exchanges that don't want to implement the right type of KYC and shit are gonna start having to close up, or if they don't have enough money to pay off the right people, or if their servers located in the wrong place. I think a lot of these smaller exchanges are going to start just disappearing, and I don't know, like, is that well founded, or is that just like
That's like an
far-fetched?
interesting topic that you bring up because, like, in my mind, I immediately think just like because I dealt with a lot of scammers, so it's like it sounds more like if these exchanges close down or they end up saying, "Oh, we're going to open up a new site" and something like that. My mind's thinking, all right, how many customers are going to be stuck there and trapped that aren't able to get their funds off in time and eventually are basically out of funds because hey, the exchange shut down. So I'm curious about
Yeah.
those problems and how many of those customers are losing money.
And this also feeds into the common refrain of not your keys, not your coins. Don't keep your shit on an exchange. Don't be a lazy piece of shit. Just download the goddamn wallet, sync it up, and put your goddamn coins in a wallet. I mean, it's not that hard. It really isn't. Google is your friend when it comes to this. I mean, you can Google, how do I install a cryptocurrency wallet? I mean, I'm not saying that all the results will be legit, and there's probably going to be some phishing sites mixed in there and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, also make sure you're downloading, legit wallet files, run it through a virus scanner or something, But that's why we always say, do not keep your shit on an exchange unless you're actively trading that bag. I mean, then obviously, yeah, you keep it on there if you're actively trading it because you're actively trading it. But like just storing your coins on exchange is fucking stupid.
Yeah, we got a request for ZRX once you're done your lines, Ace, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
If you could be so kind.
I'm actually.
I know that one's your baby.
What? ZRX? No, it isn't.
Oh, I mean,
That's mine.
Aces.
Oh, I thought you.
No,
were
no.
I was like, what?
I would
No,
never
man.
assume of you. It's like that shit. No.
I mean, I wasn't trying to sound like that.
Mm.
No.
Yeah, so Cal, what's one of your bags that that you're not embarrassed about speaking of?
Man,
You like
I got
Bitcoin?
a couple.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, Bitcoin, buddy.
Pearl.
Oh, yeah, Bitcoin, Pearl. Been stacking up Beam recently.
Mhm.
Let's see what else. Mining Beam as well.
Okay.
For anybody interested in mining,
Is
but
that-
that's mainly just because I've been lazy and I haven't been keeping up with the spec mining plays.
Right.
So I think next time we get a nice little bull run, a couple coins are going to be well positioned to have some insane runs. Monero, Decred, Beam, coins like that. So those are pretty much what I've been focusing on stacking recently. And also, if they're POW, then even better.
Mhm. What do you like more about POW than others?
Basically, it comes down to fair market and fair launch.
Mhm.
As in, there's no, with POS coins and whatnot, it's 100% pre-mine.
Mhm.
The devs control the entire supply.
Mhm.
So you're taking every time you get a strictly purely POS coin or an F token or something, you have to know that the developers, unless in the terms of a F token, I'm sure there's some kind of smart contract that they can have to dole out the supply and whatnot, and the devs don't have actual control. But still, the point remains is that the entire supply already exists and is there, and so you're taking a risk that something might happen with that supply, and that supply get dumped.
Mhm.
And then also speaking from a miner perspective rather than a trader's perspective, on POW coins, you are always going to have a lower break even than if you were just purely a trader, just buying the coins straight outright and selling it. Because who's going to be selling the coins right off the bat with a POW? The miners, because that's who's generating the coins. So they're going to make at least their electricity costs back at the bare minimum, because especially on a at the beginning of a launch and stuff, who the hell would sell their coins for a loss right off the bat? It's retarded, and the people who do that don't stay miners for long because they can't afford it. So, I mean, your break evens and profit margins are always going to be much better as a miner as opposed to just a pure trader.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's still easy just to create a scam coin from thin air, put it on Bitcoin Talk, make a white paper, list it on an exchange? Is that still as easy as it was, or?
I would say it's still as easy, yes. However, it's not going to generate the excitement or traction or volume that it used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about before the 2017 bull run, when, it was still just as easy to make a clone coin. I mean, dude, look at some of the coins that were around in 2014 and look around now. I mean, most of them do not exist anymore. But the point is that because it was so much smaller and back then, both in terms of community size, how many people were actually involved, but also in terms of market cap, that it was really easy to generate a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz over a new launch. Now that everybody's been burned and the market's kind of deflated, people are a lot more skeptical, which is actually a good thing, I think. They're a lot less likely to, remortgage their house and go all in on some random shitcoin being launched.
Yeah, because they found it on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. And then that also brings us back to POW is, you can take risks on these, random clone coin shit coins with a much, much, much lower financial risk to yourself because, even if it goes to zero, and this is also assuming that you've already, ROI'd your equipment, but so not counting equipment costs, even if it goes to zero or it never even gets listed on an exchange or whatever, you only lost the cost of electricity. That's it. And I mean, for some people that can be very expensive. Like if you're a miner in California, what the fuck are you doing? You're paying like 15 cents a kilowatt hour. That's stupid. But if you're somebody who has very, very cheap electricity, then you can take that hit and take those risks with a much lower financial risk to yourself, and be able to live another day, so to speak. So there's another reason why I much rather prefer POW, and I truly adore being a miner as opposed to being just a pure trader.
Thank you. That was a great summary. Appreciate it.
Yeah, when I was talking to everybody on Twitter the other day, and I was asking them, I'm like, yeah, what's the most decentralized way to get Bitcoin? And that was like the best answer I was getting was like being able to actually mine it, because then it's like actually yours. You're not having to pay with some kind of credit card or something else to convert it over. The only other ways were like buying it OTC and stuff, but that's where you'd have to rely on somebody else to buy it.
Yeah, and I know it's funny, but I don't mind Bitcoin because I absolutely hate ASICs, and it's absolutely impossible to profitably mine Bitcoin on GPUs. It's been impossible for years now. So I don't mind Bitcoin itself, but that's where altcoins come in. I'm gonna mine a brand, or more specifically, spec mining comes in. I'm gonna mine a brand new launch GPU shitcoin. That's risky, sure, but and then turn around and flip it for Bitcoin. At the end of the day, did I really lose? You know what I mean? Because it's that also depends on your views and your financial capabilities and everything. If you're living off of your mining revenue, then you got to play it a little bit more safe. But if you're not living off your mining revenue and you can just leave, convert whatever shitcoin at whatever price you're mining at whatever price into Bitcoin, and you don't mind holding the Bitcoin for say 10 years or so, well, are you really losing?
Yo, shout out to Blackout.
I mean, so it
What's
all
up?
comes down to, people's personal opinions and preferences and financial capabilities. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of mining in POW, obviously.
I had no idea.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I've made I've made
You made much money.
way more money.
Big monies.
in mining as compared to trading. I've made much more money mining than I have trading.
It's easier as well too, in a sense.
It's ridiculous, like how profitable mining can be.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
sort
only
of.
it's only easier.
To
Can I finish? It's only easier in the sense that you don't have to plan your entry at all because you're just mining it passively, accumulating it. Where the difficulty comes in is like, where do you sell it? Whereas if you're trading, you have to like plan the whole fucking the 9 yards.
Exactly. Yeah, it's much more intensive being a straight trader, obviously, in terms of having to worry about entries and exits and whatnot. But with mining, it's a lot easier. And that's actually how I got into crypto to begin with, was the mining aspect. And then, through mining kind of forced me to learn trading as well, because that way I had a real bad habit when I first started. And of course, this was also the very first major altcoin bull run, is when I got into crypto. It was right before all that. So, you'd mine these shit coins and then all of a sudden they'd pump 1,000%. And you're sitting there like,
Fuck.
Shit, if it already went up 1,000%, it could go up another 1,000%, right? Yeah, that sounds reasonable. You go to sleep and you wake up and it's down 5,000. You're like, how is that fucking possible? How you can't go down 5,000%? There's only 100%. What? You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it was a little rough starting out for sure, but that's definitely what forced me to become a better trader and to learn trading. I mean, I traded stocks and everything prior to crypto and did fairly well at that, but I mean, it's a whole nother ball game trading crypto, man.
Yo, speaking of stocks, Ace, what the fuck's going on right now? Monkey, like, what's going on in the market with that? They're like, I don't know.
Oh, dude, he's on a rampage. I just keep seeing so many things today. It's like he's hilarious. I just saw something where he was quoting Nickelback and something on his tweets. I was dying on that one. I was like, oh god, what's he doing? What a world.
Wait, you're talking about the president of the
Yeah,
United
but I have no
States?
political opinions. But yeah.
Yo, Trump's like,
Yeah, he was doing like memes and stuff. I'm like, wow, this guy's.
look at this autograph.
Yeah. Yeah, the stock market today crashed. It went from 291, but I mean, it was already going crazy. Like, at first, the impeachment stuff didn't really seem like a big deal, but they turned it into a very big deal now. So, I mean, it looks kind of bad right now. So I'm gonna have to see how Monday goes. But as of right now, this is like looking like it's gonna go down to like 282 possibly. So we'll see.
Yo.
The ZRX guy, whoever was asking about ZRX.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
Yeah.
Here's some lines for you, sir. So I drew the other lines based off the daily. As long as we need to hold up this zone to begin with. Secondly, going into the 4 hour, if you wanted to be bullish, it needs to break over the 20 SMA. And if I look into this zone, this up and down zone that it's breaking off of, right now it's in the middle part of the zone. So I don't know if you're just getting in now or whatever you're doing, but this wouldn't be a trade zone for me. I'd want to see if it's either going to go up here or it's going to go down here, wherever it goes. If it goes like up over here, I'd wanted to see some sort of breakout to at least about either a double top area or at least pushed up to 29 if we can break out. If not, just going off like the daily. I mean, daily's cool and all as long as the daily can hold up either this black line. If we get into this box somehow, you'll see it probably test the 20 SMA at the same time, probably test around 22. So use that knowledge as you will. Just keep in mind of Bitcoin and its crazy moves because we have a really shitty daily candle right now. So Bitcoin got some work to do over the next couple days and break over this high over here. So, but if you're trading other shit coins, I'm sure you'll do a lot better because I see people knocking out other stuff on other places.
Dude.
Any other
The redacted group is killing it. Yeah, yo, SoCal,
Yeah,
are there any
seen their posts.
are there any undercover groups you could let us in on? Any of those like secret societies from the old crypto years? Or are these a myth?
Oh my god. The Black Hand Group doesn't exist anymore, and the crypto cartel was never a goddamn real thing. I'm sorry, did I go a little too old for you guys?
Maybe a bit. Can you
Hackerman knows
drop
what I'm talking about.
Can you drop a bit of history on us? A little story maybe from that time? Those groups? Or are they just whispers in the wind?
Oh, story time? Oh man. Well, the crypto cartel was a joke that was started on the first incarnation of crypto Twitter back in 2014, and it was Bitcoin was crashing from its $1,300 high, and because for the first half of 2014 everybody thought it was going to bounce. Yeah, just wait for the bounce, in the second half, and then of course also nobody really cared because everybody was making a shitload of Bitcoin off of the huge altcoin explosion that happened in the first half of 2014. In the second half, when Bitcoin continued its downtrend without ever stopping and all of the altcoins started dying off as well, that's when everybody started freaking out and looking for somebody to blame. And there were, pump and dump groups, secretive pump and dump groups, blah, blah, blah. Case in point, the so-called Black Hand Group and whatnot. But I don't even know who started it originally, but I think it was in the whale chat
Mhm.
TeamSpeak is where it started, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, point is, it was a rumor that was started that everything was being manipulated by the top accounts at that time,
Mhm.
which are still some of the top accounts at this time. And I'm not saying it's because they're all manipulators or anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
because
They're
no, they
good at
were
what they
actually
do.
legitimately good
Yeah.
traders that made enough money to be able to stick around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but yeah, it was like I think Kobe was implicated
Oh
as being a
shit!
member of the
What?
crypto cartel.
Really?
Ash Drake.
Oh fuck.
Uh, Pretty sure Jeebus was as well. I might be wrong
Yo.
on that, but yeah. And then they kind of just ran with it and turned it into a big joke because it was a big joke. It was entirely false.
Mhm.
It was just
But
idiots looking for a
some
boogeyman
clout.
to blame
A
for
boogeyman.
their
Yeah,
poor
yeah.
decisions. But there were actual pump and dump groups as well that were cool, like extremely coordinated insider trading like a motherfucker, manipulated all to hell and back. Uh, I gotta find the link for the Bob Surplus story. What the fuck's that idiot's name now? EMC2 squared whale
Oh,
or some shit
who
like
is that?
that.
The MC2 squared.
He's
Back
still
then, yeah, he was at least last time I checked, which was like
whenever he
the EMC squared whale on Twitter. Yeah, he used to be known as Bob Surplus, and he was the fucking leader of one of those pump and dump groups.
Mm.
Some dude wrote up an epic background on basically one of his big pump and dumps like went all to hell, and that's basically what led to his, at least at the time, undoing and the dissolution of his pump and dump group. And somebody writ up a huge, like almost novel on Bitcoin Talk, and dropped it with all the dirty details, and basically an exact play by play of what happened from the beginning to the end with Bob's group. His little pump and dump group, and it's an epic thread that I need to go find the link to, so that you
Dude,
guys
we
can
need to find it.
spread it around, because that's required reading, because that shit's real. Like it was fucked back in the day, man. Everybody likes to scream manipulation and shit now, but they have no idea how much better it is now. Like,
Yeah,
oh
it's not
man.
that easy to get away with anything now.
Yeah, not even because of all the regulation. I'm talking specifically just because of the amounts of money involved now. It makes it so much harder to manipulate that shit. It's some two-bit fucking hustler jackass to try and manipulate something that's got a market cap of $100 billion fucking dollars. Good luck, motherfucker. You're not going to pull that kind of money together. But back in the day, when the entire market cap of the entire crypto ecosystem was like $2 billion, well, then it's a little bit easier to make some shit happen the way you want it to happen.
Yeah. New markets are
That's
easier.
why I can't believe Yobit's still around, man.
Dude.
I
I
can
know.
still go to Yobit for $1,000 and manipulate so many coins. It's like, what?
I can't believe those motherfuckers are still around either.
Dude, Yobit's gonna be
But
the
yeah,
last one out. Yobit's gonna outsurvive
They're never
everyone.
gonna go away. Nobody's ever gonna go after them.
Exactly. Yo,
They
SoCal.
literally said they're gonna pump a random coin each month with 10 BTC buys.
Crazy.
So-
I was gonna say, you were the one who mentioned
yes.
earlier on Twitter about Secrets of Crypto. He's back. Did you hear me, brother?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I know we've shaken out all the FOMO buying retail tards. I was the first one to fucking
You noticed?
post that he was back, man.
Yeah. But I remember he came back once
I
last
gave
April.
it a while. I think like 20-30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
Yeah, and everybody lost their shit. And now he comes back and nothing.
well,
That's how I know we've shaken out all the retail investors that just can't hang.
But you know why I think that is, though?
Bags, yeah, I think you're delayed, man.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, can you hear me now? No, it's
What?
it's working on my end.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up? I was
I don't know.
letting you talk.
Ace was saying something. Anyways, but no, like what I think happened is like last time, Secrets of Crypto came back in like April or May of 18, and then there was like another altcoin recession, so it kind of like it made his return less significant. Because how I know of him is that he'd come back at specific times in the market when it would be doing well, and then alt seasons would commence, whatnot. So it's almost as if like he came at a wrong time. So to me, it's like less important. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I thought.
That dude's actually a really good trader, and he has his strength, his edge is that he has the ability and the discipline to wait however long it takes and not capitulate. That's his edge. And he's also extremely well at picking very, very good
Projects?
altcoins, timing the market pretty well. So he's a very good trader, but he doesn't have to. He's not one of those traders that makes 100 trades in a day, or even a week, or even in a fucking month. He's one of those traders that likes to make 2 trades every couple months. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's just kind of his style. So just through the, I don't know what you'd say specifically, but the virtue of his trading strategy, he outlasts a lot of the guys that would eat up everything that he would tweet or whatever, because they're all FOMOing into every single new shitcoin launch, and he focuses on a couple coins, makes a few moves, and then walks away for a few months.
Yeah.
He's not trying to force trades, 30 times a day or anything. So, and discipline's important in trading, but even more so is, having your own style, your own strategy that works for you. How Secrets trades works for him. Known Secrets for a while. So
really? Oh, shit.
Talked to him outside of Twitter and stuff before. It works for him. Dude, I've been around forever. I know everybody. Okay?
You're like, I'm a rock. I've been
Not
here
really,
since the beginning.
But I know a lot of people in crypto. But no, and actually, no, I would actually say I'm second wave, if anything, at all. I'm definitely second wave adopter, because crypto was around for almost longer than 4 years by the time I bought my first Bitcoin. But I was there, when altcoins really started and trading really became a thing. Like, people were like, oh shit, you can actually do this full time and make real amounts of money doing it. So for the beginning of actual trading and stuff, yeah, sure, I was there for all that, but I would at best say I'm second wave adopter at best.
Well, shit, man, I wish I had that much history, because I'd know a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man,
time's an advantage.
It is. It does. I mean, it still requires a lot of time, patience, and discipline, to be an active trader and whatnot. But it does make it a hell of a lot easier, because you learn the patterns and you learn the cycles if you stick around long enough. And once you're able to just by sight alone just identify those patterns and cycles and everything, it makes trading so much easier without indicators or anything. Just being able to just look at a map and say, oh, look at a map, look at a chart, and say, oh yeah, okay, that I've seen that before. All right, this is most likely what's going to happen next, so let's bet that way. You know what I mean? It makes trading stuff much easier. It really does. I'm not going to lie. So obviously, my first bit of advice to anybody would be, don't give up. Keep going, because eventually you will see the patterns and you will be able to at least make that one.
Yes, sorry, I'm just switching on my mic right now. People
switching
were telling
on my
me I
mic.
was delayed by like Ace was telling me I was delayed like 5-6 seconds. I think it's better
Ace
now.
was telling me I was delayed.
Can you hear me on the spot?
5-6 seconds. I think it's better now. Hear me on the spot?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Sick. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about that,
All
fam.
right, sick. Cool.
Yeah, let me
Sorry about
reach
that,
out
fam.
in chat. Yo, if you guys have
Yeah,
a
let
quick
me
question
reach
in
out in chat. Yo,
just
if you guys have a
feel
quick
free to
question in
drop
chat,
it.
just feel free to drop it. Yeah.
JP Morgan's
JP
being
Morgan's
investigated
being
by the
investigated
DOJ
by
for
the
inside
DOJ
precious
for
metals
inside precious
manipulation.
metals
I
manipulation.
can give you links
I
and
can give you
quotes
links
if you
and
need.
quotes if you need.
Oh,
My-
yeah, I read that article. I laughed my
That's
ass
not
off.
good. That's not good for my silver.
Oh no.
Look, hey,
Oh no.
hey, look,
Blatantly
I
obvious for a long time. I feel like.
yeah, I have. Well, okay, I have. My silver position is actually physical silver, not
We still don't want it to get
traded. Yeah, exactly. So what the point I'm making is I have a silver position as well, but not like an option or anything. But still,
Mhm.
I still could not help but laugh my ass because all I could think of was that fucking punk Jamie Dimon. Bitcoin's only used for money laundering and is only used by criminals. Yeah, well, what about your corporation, you stupid fuck?
That's their manipulating. Bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know it's not money laundering; it's manipulation, but it's still illegal. Is the point I'm
Yeah.
making? Is he's saying Bitcoin's only used for illegal purposes? Okay, well, what the fuck are you doing then?
I feel like there's like a cheat sheet which shows like how badly of a slap of a wrist you can get.
Not bad at all. That's exactly why the companies did it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at EOS, and I'm not saying that they should be fined more. We need more regulation, blah blah blah. Don't get into that shit. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just using them as an example because they're the most recent example of this, especially the most recent example, and maybe even the first example of this in the crypto sphere. But anyway, point is, look at EOS. They took in around $4 billion and only got fined 24 million. That's exactly why corporations break the fucking laws, because they'll make way more money doing illegal shit than the fine will ever be. So, and the governments don't really care because they're not actually trying to protect citizens. They're just
They want
trying to
money.
they want their cut. Because here's the thing. They don't pay taxes on illegally generated income. At least, why would you? Because that would leave a very blaring and blatant paper trail to your dirty money. You know what I mean? So unless they launder it first, then they'll pay taxes on it and whatnot. But the point is, the money that they're getting illegally, they're not paying full taxes on it. So the government isn't trying to protect anybody. They don't give a fuck about us. They just want their cut. So that
You got the cheese. You're good.
exactly, and that therein lies the problem. And I'm again not saying we need more regulation in crypto or anything like that. I'm just saying that companies in general in every industry will never stop doing illegal shit as long as it remains more profitable to do illegal shit than it is to stay within regulations. That's how it's going to be. Corporations are
even
all
that.
about making money, dude.
It's not even that they're going to do it if it's profitable. It's that if they do get caught, on top of that, if they do get caught, the cost of getting caught can actually like just be expensed in a way where it's just a fraction of what they made doing it anyway.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they can write off like some court costs and whatnot.
Yeah,
They have business expenses for the lawyers for their fucking illegal shit and everything. Like, yeah, so either which way, a company is going to come out on top. A company will never suffer. It's always going to come out on top.
You know, I mean, like there's so many factors. Banks getting fucking fined for forex rigging, precious metal rigging, money laundering.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't the first time.
Nah, dude, it's a broken record. I don't even talk. I mean, it's like pertinent. It interests me, but I don't even talk about it just because like I feel like it's such a beaten dead horse. Like at this point, like it's obvious that nobody, or I mean, people use Bitcoin for nefarious reasons, but not the bulk of them. It's obvious that banks do the vast majority of illegal money wires and money laundering in the world. And the fact that people just kind of yell otherwise and yell that Bitcoin is for criminals, to me, it's such a meme that I don't even like think about it or talk about it anymore.
I mean, well, you got idiots like the Secretary of the Treasury, that Munchkin motherfucker, whatever his goddamn name is, says, I don't think the US dollar is used for money laundering. Motherfucker, it is the most used currency for money laundering. What the fuck are you talking about, you stupid bitch? Like, and that's the motherfucker that's in charge of the goddamn Treasury? Wow. All right. We're headed in a great direction.
But our AML system, bro.
God damn, Jesus, don't even get me started. Come on.
I want to get you started, dude. But yeah, those are good points, guys. I would fuck if I was in their shoes, I'd definitely do it. Like, slap me on the wrist. I'll pay 0.6% of what I made. But one thing though, Sia Coin as well, they got fined today or yesterday for twice the amount they raised in ICO.
Wait, what they get fined
Twice.
for? That's my second biggest bag.
Yeah, I didn't dig into it. I saw something about it earlier, but I did not dig into the article or research it or anything.
Here.
So
yeah, but that doesn't sound too good.
Yikes. I mean, it depends.
The token's already at what, 19?
I want to know how they're gonna. Here's the thing, though. My only question is, how the fuck are you gonna? If it's for the exact same thing, also, like I said, I didn't dig into it, so I don't know. But if it's for the exact same thing as EOS, why were the fees or the fines not commensurate? You know what I mean?
I mean, in a court case, nothing is ever the exact same. I
Different
mean,
lawyers,
a few
man.
words different in the marketing. Not even that. I mean, yes, but a few words different in the marketing makes all the difference. I mean, it's just, and the fact that EOS did raise, I believe it was a billion maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. I honestly don't know, but I know it was a lot. They were well armed to fight the case.
Yeah, they definitely have the money to fight the case. I'm not saying that. And again, not saying we need more regulation, Jesus Christ, because I know somebody's going to misconstrue it like that. I'm just saying that, you got to kind of treat, as long as it's similar reasons, that, you kind of have to treat everybody the same. How the fuck
You're
just going
supposed
to wing
to,
it?
but I don't know if it happens that way.
Yeah, no, of course it doesn't, because it's the U.S. government. They're corrupt as fuck.
Well, let's talk about shitcoins. What do we think? Let's pull up some
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah,
We've been saying that for like half an hour now.
The one thing I do want to
Let's start
conclude.
with Sia Coin then. Let's
go to Sia Coin, but the one thing I want to add to that is that I read the settlement letters between EOS and the SEC, and the one thing that EOS, their lawyers did really well, is that they cited that if they were fined, a large amount, it would affect their day-to-day, and that would in turn affect the shareholders and the people buying the coin, because yada 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 yada. And that was like apparently a very solid argument from that standpoint. And I was like, damn, it's so easy to get away with murder in this fucking market.
This monthly Sia Coin makes you want to go all in, and then on top of the FUD too, like. Can it go any lower? Like, how much lower can it go?
Dude, that's a nice. That's a nice bottomed out RSI.
It's been bottomed out for months though.
Damn, the whole family's here.
I mean, Sia Coin could pop. I don't know. It's coming off just such a vicious downtrend, though. I don't expect it to necessarily make a V. I think it'll probably need to chop for a while. You could swing it probably to like 24 sats, but I don't know. To me, it's not a trade. Maybe it's an investment for someone, but it's not a trade.
Yeah, definitely not a trade. More so looking at like holding it and just like crying about it in a year or more when it's like just.
I wonder, and I haven't been around for as long as you have been around for a couple of years in crypto, but I wonder if these coins like Sia Coin is honestly a perfect example. A lot of bag holders. I just wonder how it'll end up. Because I do think alts will have their day, but I mean, look at like since Sia Coin got put on Binance alone.
Vicious.
Vicious, yeah. And I mean, if you go to the Bittrex chart, it's an old coin. people have had it, and I think it's just really hard for those to pump compared to a new coin where there's fresh people who are what's the word, hopeful or easily duped by a nice website and their fresh liquidity. I just don't know if Siacoin, because it doesn't have that factor, I don't know if the RR is as good there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is as well,
I mean-
like, oh, sorry, go ahead, man.
No. I was gonna say you could almost compare it to like a value stock. Like maybe you're actually betting on the tech, like the underlying stuff. But I mean, I think altcoins, if you really want to get those big pops, you got to go into the quote unquote growth sector, or the sector that's like, that new and exciting tech, fucking beyond meat type shit where people are like, oh my God, it's the next fucking huge shit. That's my thought process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as well, like on top of that, not only do companies and coins have to create fresh liquidity by marketing themselves properly, but then they also have high inflation rates for the most part. So that just dilutes the market with too many see a coin or whatever the project is, and that just keeps a coin in a downtrend, especially when let's say it's all built, said and done, but no one's using it, so they have nothing to add on top of what they've done already. So it just creates, a nasty downturn. What's that?
Any coin that tried to be self-sufficient with block rewards is dead. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Cal, do you think these coins are gonna resurrect one day for one last ride?
He says yes.
Again, story time. I held a bag of coins that in 2016 I mined these coins, bought a couple of them, but mainly from mining I got them. Anyway, point being that in 2016 I sold 10,000 of these coins for, I think it was about 1.5 Bitcoin total, and that was awesome. That was a huge ROI. It was a good win. It was a good trade. Awesome. Great. I could have done better, but I thought the alt market was recovering, and it didn't. So it dumped a bit, and I sold it about 50% off the peak, but it was still like 4 times over my entry. So
Yeah.
whatever, no big deal. Whatever. I was happy with it. Whatnot. Yeah, great. Well, during 2017, that same bag of 10,000 coins at one point was worth almost $500,000. Yeah. So, and I thought the coin was dead. That's why I dumped it.
Well,
it was TX.
Well, it's dead
And
now.
what's the name of that coin?
I just told you, TX.
transfer coin.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
he's still angry about it. I told you it's TX, motherfucker.
I fucking told you. Dude, don't even. All right, look, okay. We could get into how I sold my Decred airdrop for 1 Bitcoin and thought I did awesome. We could talk about that shit too.
Ooh, how much was
'Cause
the
I was
airdrop worth?
Yeah, you
Dude,
got it
it was 200 something Decred, I think. Two or 300 Decred. It was 200 or 300 Decred. And I was lucky enough to get into the airdrop. Again, I'm an old timer. I've been around for a minute. Anyway, sold those coins for like a Bitcoin, was happy because they were free. Got 1 BTC out of it. Awesome. And now look, I mean, even now, look at what, 200-300 Decred's worth. And yeah, I want to kill myself, but it happens, man. It happens. So I'm not saying all these coins will massively pump later in the future, but it's a definite possibility. So when I get to it, it's not bad. If you're already down 95%, is it really worth cutting your losses at that point? Why not just hold on and hope it turns into a zombie that comes back later on and pumps like motherfucker, and then you can get out. So I mean, if you've already held 95%, retrace or more from where you bought, there's no real point in selling, at least in my opinion. Let me make that clear. In my opinion, if you're already down 95% or more, why the fuck would you sell? Just hang on to it and pray it does a Hail Mary in a year or two, 3 or 4, because I'm not saying it will happen, but it has happened before, so the possibility is there. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
like fucking Chainlink going down to like 1,900 sats and then just resurrecting and you know doing what it just did. Crazy shit.
Yeah, you'll see, or what the fuck uh Dogecoin Dark, which then rebranded to what was it? Something, and then they rebranded to Nano.
Dude,
Yeah, yeah,
Ryblox, yeah.
yeah, dude. It was I mean, you'll see
How much?
crazy.
How?
You'll see crazy shit happen, dude. You'll see crazy shit happen. If you stick around long enough, you will see some crazy shit happen.
Do you think there's
Crazy shit
gonna
happens
be?
every day. I feel
What's that, bro?
like crazy shit happens every day. I mean,
Yeah, man,
fuck.
it's
There's
true.
always something. Some days are certainly crazier than others, but fuck. I mean, a funny one recently, and it wasn't that crazy, but I thought it was just funny. It was like the absolute state of things was like the what was it, $100 billion that Tether minted, and they were like, "Oops." That was fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Sorry.
God. And
Is that an
The
accident
intern
or
was,
what?
but if you actually,
What's that?
yeah.
Oh yeah, the accidental printing. Yeah. Tether printed a fuckload of tethers on accident, and then turned
And
around
then
and
Bitcoin
immediately
pumped,
burned them.
which was funny.
Yeah, Bitcoin pumped, and they turned around and immediately burned the tether, and was like, "Yep, our bad."
It's a scam.
We just needed to exit pump on our positions on Bitcoin.
Dude, imagine something like that. Or having a short on Tether. You know, that I don't doubt it, man. I don't fucking doubt it for 1 second. If you have
You want
insider
to know something
information on
funny?
Tether, you can short that shit 10x. What's that? Yeah.
Pull up the there's an FTT token I want to show you. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. On what pairing?
USDT Moon. USDT Moon.
Okay, FTT. Hold on, I'll just look up Moon.
No. USDT Moon.
Oh, okay.
USD.
Got it.
It's Tether against the US dollar,
I
and it's a
saw this
fucking
today,
crazy
dude.
volume. Like, it's 10x
Yeah.
leverage.
Dude, look at this. Look at this perfect retest. Wow, people got licked as fuck right here. Going to put their stops beneath this wick got fucked. That is insane. And that's on 10x, so let's say this was what? This was a 6.3% move. That's 63% right there
Oof.
in the last 4 hours. Crazy. Crazy.
Sam is playing with people. They think they're safe in a fucking Tether against US dollar market, and they're just getting fucking whacked. I think that's
Dude, this is the Alameda wick right here. Fuck. Dude, I was actually looking at this pair today because I'm in their battle royale right now, and like, I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, so I didn't touch it. But dude, hindsight is a bitch. That would have been perfect laying bids right here. But whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah,
But
it
I
I
want.
happens.
have the battle royale, and I'm wondering something. So like, I was
Yeah.
leveraged on a perp, and like account growth, I had like 12 or 13% on a trade, but it says 2.5% on my fucking my P&L on the contest. And so I'm wondering,
Oh,
like,
maybe you did an update.
I don't know, man. It's been over an
Oh,
hour.
okay. I know what it might be. I spoke to James from there, and he said that if you're, and I don't know if this is you, but if your balance is under 200, and let's say you have $50 in there, you make 20% of that $50, then your P&L would only be like 5% on the 200.
Oh, so if I
Yeah.
deposit, yeah, because I literally put $40 in here, but I have more in my FTX account, but I
Yeah.
don't have it in the. I don't have it in the.
Yeah, in the account. Yeah, you'd have to transfer over whatever above 200 total, and then it'll count your full P&L for your full account.
Fucking, I don't know why I wouldn't have done that in the first place. I'm making the same trades.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no, I haven't taken any positions today because I looked at all their contracts and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I didn't do anything. I'm gonna see tomorrow if there's anything better.
I just had a nice alt. What was it? The alt. It was either the
Alt-
shit. It was
Yeah,
either the
shit
shit.
perpetuals.
Alt,
Yeah.
but it was just.
Are you using the leverage contracts for that?
Well, so no, they're like they have the leverage, and I don't really understand it. I actually got on yesterday, so full disclosure.
Yeah.
And I literally started by depositing like literally 0.004 Bitcoin. And then I put it in there just for the contest. I just wanted to fuck with it. But then since then, I deposited more, and it's an okay platform. It's definitely not user friendly. And like, it's weird. There's the 3x, the 10x, the 1x indexes, and then there's the perps. And so, like, I'm wondering, like, what is buying a 10x token versus going 10x on the perp? I guess there's funding on the perp, but I don't really fully understand it, truthfully.
Yeah, I'm on the same page there. But what I can tell you is, like, for now, the liquidity isn't that great on those contracts. So I'd much rather do a 10x long on, something liquid rather than buying one of those tokens. But yeah, like for example, like the moon token weighed against BTC. I bought some when BTC was at 7.9, and then it ripped up to like whatever 8.3. But the actual contract almost lost value. So it was just I didn't get that.
It sounds like options.
Dude, exactly, man. That was
I
fucking.
mean, the thing is that Sam, what he does well, and it shows through FTT, the coin. Sam has just a lot of arbing volume, and so that's why FTT is almost inverse of Bitcoin. If you look at the FTT BTC chart, it's because he just has the most arbing, and so his coin is obviously very efficient. If you study like the efficient market theory, I think it's called. It's just the fact that all markets should be equal given the same information that everybody has, yada, yada, yada. And so I think that's why all these FTT indexes and FTT itself, or I should say FTX indexes and FTT, the coin, that's why I think they're all so efficient. And so if these shitcoins dump against BTC, they're going to quickly follow. That's what I think. But I put in, I still show 2% Bagsy, but maybe it'll update on the hour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because did you just fund it with more?
Yeah, I just did, but it still says 2%.
Okay. Yeah, but because you'd have to trade more. It's not gonna count that because you only did it on a $40 position or whatnot. So you'll just have to trade more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm slow. But
No, it's all
Sam,
good.
if Sam were to hear this, I think he needs a nicer interface for the. It only shows your P&L like in the bottom left. I feel like he should make it like cool.
Emphasize it, yeah.
I mean, his graphics that he puts on Twitter are fucking cool. How about like some effort on the website? Sam's great. Sam is great. But
yeah, no, dude, that's a good opinion. That's good, feedback because that's what they need to hear.
Yeah, and I think it's functional, the exchange, but there's just.
It's funny because like Cheddarflow, we get the same exact feedback on that end. People are like, "Yeah, your data is a little bit less than everybody else, but your UI is great," and people like stick with it just for the UI. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice to be able to fucking really easily use something. I mean, we'll see after a few weeks of using FTX if I'm comfortable on it, but I mean, I don't know. Right now, it's cumbersome to say the least.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'll relay some of the positive criticism.
God, I don't know why, but 7 Mary 3 just jumped into my head when you said that.
7 Mary 3. You're gonna have to educate me again, bro. I'm sorry.
No, dude, that's it. Oh my God, you young kids! Dude, that's a band.
Really?
It's a band. Yeah, the song.
Is it like Christian rock or some shit?
Hell no, it's not. What the fuck?
I'm gonna have to listen to
Cumbersome.
Okay, so
The
those
song,
are two things.
Oh my god. Okay, getting off track. No, go Google the song "Cumbersome" by Seven Married Three. God damn it.
Okay.
Anyway,
or Water's Edge.
yeah.
Mary
But
3-7. Okay, let's go. Let's fucking put this shit.
are you serious?
Okay.
Okay, Bagsy's deprived of a lot of stuff because he's Canadian. Music,
Apparently.
music, videos, food.
Wait, they get what? Celine Dion and Nickelback? Is that it?
Yo, it's fucked up because I can't actually hear it because we were having some delays, so I plugged my headset to the laptop. So this is playing on the desktop, and yeah, so I'm gonna have to re-listen to my own stream later.
Well, I don't hear it. So.
Yeah, maybe the stream people hear.
Yeah,
it.
no, because
Stream
you guys
people,
aren't
do you guys hear
listening to
music?
Twitch. Exactly. Do you like this Christian rock shit? I can't. You see, like everyone leaves. There's like 3 people left.
Yep. No, that's 90s alt rock, dude.
Yeah, let me turn this off before they make me copyright my own stream.
Yeah, copyright infringement.
Yeah, Bagsy, what are you
Free. Dude, yo, have you been on Messiah's stream at all, SoCal?
Yeah, once or twice.
Dude, it's
I hopped on for a little bit. It was like randomly, not it wasn't pre-planned or anything.
Yeah.
He's just like, "I'm on the stream," and I just like DM him like, "Hey, I gotta tell you something. Get on the stream," and I just like talk shit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, those are the best. I tried to get him on tonight.
Not as a, or I might have been a planned guest once. I don't know, man.
Yeah, yo, Vape King 69.
Done a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, no, you definitely. No, man, someone in chat, Vape King's like, still no activated Windows. Yeah, man, I still haven't bought the activated. I know.
That's great.
To bother you for that. But yeah, Messiah's a fucking cool dude. I met him in person not too long ago, and dude, he's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Monkey, you going to Vegas, dude?
What's up?
Going to Vegas?
You going to Vegas?
For what?
World CryptoCon.
Okay.
When is that?
End of October.
Halloween, October 30th.
I have plans that
Yep.
that weekend, but fuck. No, I was just
like
in
the
Vegas.
25th to the
I'm fucking over
31st.
Vegas for now.
Really,
I had
huh?
a wild Vegas time. I was
Nice.
there like last week. Yeah.
How long did you stay? You crazy fucker.
I was there for a few days now.
Yeah,
No, you
I
know
was
who's crazy?
there. Yeah.
My buddy who was crazy. He fucking I can't dog Smush, but no, he's crazy, man.
Fuck you.
I won't
have
be
to
going.
believe you then.
I will be taking my daughter trick or treating, so
Yeah,
doing the dad thing.
dude, that's something I actually remember from my childhood. It was like my mom, taking me hot trick or treating and shit, and following me with the car locker while I go up to the door and knock. Dude, I had this fucking Darth Vader costume once. Man, I felt like a badass. Like I could like force choke someone in the air. But yeah, good memories. So I'm sure your kid's gonna appreciate that one day,
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. Tezos looks like it's in a buying spot.
Ooh, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Check the Binance pair.
Honestly,
Wow.
if Tezos pumps here, I'm gonna be pissed because today I was moving off of an exchange and I had some Tezos on there and I was selling it because I was just gonna move it all from in one coin and then to another exchange. And fucking, I had to sell my Tezos and I was so pissed because I was like, it's in a fucking good spot.
Dude, just
I need to pick it up on another exchange. I just haven't yet. If it pumps without me, I'm gonna be pissed.
send it to a wallet. Why would you sell it? Just
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Wow,
I
it's
just
under
wanted to,
$1.
This is
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's under 10,000 satoshis and it's under a fucking dollar.
Tezos,
I'll buy the
It's at-
Coinbase pair.
For me,
No,
that's
it's at 11.5 now. Look at this.
No, it is. I got an alert a little while ago that it was under 10,000.
I would like to see it close above like 12K, and then I
Mhm.
kind of get. But there's a lot of wicks up into 12K.
Yeah,
So I mean, it
honestly,
could easily.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was
The
just gonna say,
MAs do look good, though. I will say.
For me, every time it dips below $1, I buy more. So that's been a pretty winning strategy so far.
You know, I never owned any, and I've been buying this dip, accumulating this dip just selectively. And I mean, I exited at a profit, but I was like, fuck, it looks like it could keep bumping, and like, I don't know. Like I said, I just need to pick up a bag.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
pump right now up to like the 14s, 14.1s, I think.
I'm suing you if it does, Benjamin.
I'm pretty sure it will in like the next 2-3 days tops.
that's another
Looks
one of
good.
my
Looks good.
that's another one of my long-term bags that I've been buying and
Nice.
just accumulating.
Yeah.
I have very few, I have select long-term bags. I shouldn't say few, but I don't know. I don't allocate to those regularly. There's so much nice volatility right now that like, I don't know. There's a lot of short-term setups, and being agile has worked pretty well for me recently.
All my long-term bags are depression bags from like 15 and 16 and 17, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
it's just a different strategy.
Well,
I stopped believing.
at the beginning of the year, I identified, I don't know, about 7 or 8 coins that I would not mind holding for 5 years for them to pump, that I believed that they, have the longevity to stay around, and that I also, I'm willing to ride or die on them, ride them all the way to fucking 0 if I have to. And I started, selectively accumulating those coins throughout the year. And Tezos is one of those. Like I said, every time it's dipped below $1, I've been buying it. Well, $1 or 10,000 satoshis. I mean, whichever.
What's your long-term target?
Long term, I do think that it can hit $10 a coin. Speaking in USD terms,
Did
Thanks
you
for
say
clarifying.
$10?
Yeah, I said $10.
$10.
I had to double check that. I was like, wait a second.
Oh
$10.
shit! I forgot about this. Ah, never mind. I put a short. Yeah. $10. Wow.
That's a target. That's
Hey,
one hell of a target. I'm down
that
with it.
is a hell of a target.
It's
I know
it's
that.
doable.
Look. If it hits $3-4, that doesn't mean I'm not going to sell some there. It just means that if it hits 10, then I'm exiting the majority of whatever position I have left at that point in time.
Dude, that's the mindset I had with Link before I got into it. Then it just like really rocketed like so high. I was like, well, damn it. I wanted to be a bag holder, but now I got to get out.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, that's just doesn't mean that it will hit that. I can just
Right.
it's more going to be a function of the coin being active, not dying off and having longevity more than a factor of the coin causing any appreciation in price. And what I mean by that is, that when the cycle comes back around and money flows back into Bitcoin and Bitcoin becomes super expensive again, it's going to automatically drag up the prices of everything that, is pegged to it.
What do you know about governances or whatever in tokens?
Governance,
Yeah.
somewhat. I'm aware. Like, what do you mean within Tezos specifically, or
Just in general, like what exactly is that when it comes to a token? Because I really don't know fundamentals of things. or, like,
governance is supposed to be exactly what it says. A government, I guess you could say, governmental. What would you say? Instrument to enact and enforce changes to whatever network it's governing the governance models for.
Gotcha.
And there's different governance models as well. So how one coin chooses its governance model to be doesn't mean that all coins that use governance models are going to use that same model. And there's also, especially when it comes to tokens, because when this is going back to what we talked about, with mining and why I like POW coins with tokens, you're running a risk because, and this was just proven with, I forget which token it was, but I was just reading, just seeing some stuff on Twitter about it like a day or two ago. But some token that has a governance model, the proposition and votes went against what the developers wanted, so they just invalidated the vote because they controlled.
Oh, wow.
They still control the whole supply. So even if they have a governance model, that doesn't mean you're actually going to get a fucking vote, you dumb bastard. And they like even got on Twitter and shit talking about how, yeah, thanks for wasting your tokens voting. Your vote doesn't matter. It's like, so you're bragging about it, you dumb bastards? Like, all right, that's a good way to kill your coin real fast, but sure, why not?
Mean people.
Yeah, so I mean, that's another. If you think you're safe in a token just because it has a governance model and you get a vote, dude, it's still a goddamn token. The whole token supply already exists. No, that does not mean you're safe just because it has a governance model attached to it.
Random thought. You're talking about buying coins and shit. I'm looking at Litecoin right now. Litecoin at $48. I think if we do see an alt season, I think Litecoin, you grab a wick at $48. I think that could be a huge play.
Anything
pull it
under
up.
50.
I'm already in, bro. Don't tell me that.
But if you want to know, if you want to know my rough numbers, and these are by no means set in stone or something to bet your life savings by, but it's generally worked out pretty well in the past. Anything between 20 and 50 as a buy on Litecoin has historically, proven pretty, pretty safe
Pretty
bet.
good.
And
I'm not going off really the mental thing. It's a nice 786 retrace. If we're really going to continue after this first initial pump, it's kind of make or break there. And so to me, that's what it's about really is from that $22 pump to the 145. This is the 786. It is that mental level too, but that's why I think we do a wick down to 48. I don't think it'll be. I don't know. I mean,
I'm not saying it's going to go down to 20. I was just saying anything between 20 and 50 is normally a pretty good buy zone for.
Yeah, no, I mean, but truthfully, I was kind of saying that I disagree there, though, because like I just like I don't know. To me, Litecoin's a bag of shit, and it would only pump just because everything else does.
When Litecoin's real use case really shined in 2017, both with implementing
Bitcoin being a slow piece of shit.
Yeah, Bitcoin being slow, and with the fees that were enacted at the time prior to SegWit, some exchanges charging $150 network fees to withdraw your Bitcoin. Yeah, okay, because that's really how much it costs. Fuck you. But yeah, so anyway, the implementation of SegWit and Lightning and their use as being a what would you say, a value transmitter, I guess, I don't know, as compared to Bitcoin at the time, whenever Bitcoin network comes under massive stress, then it's like, oh wow, this is way cheaper and way faster to actually use. If I need to switch between exchanges or whatever, get some money over to another exchange, instead of paying $150 network transaction fee on Bitcoin to withdraw it and then waiting 3 days, just use Litecoin, wait 20 minutes and pay a couple cents.
I get it, but I mean, fuck, I don't know. To me, crypto is not the coffee thing. If you know what I mean, they're just that. I don't know. If you really want a quick transaction, what does Nano do it instantly and for free? I mean, so boom. But I don't know.
Yeah, Bitcoin itself is not modeled. Even Satoshi himself said it's not modeled for microtransactions. It's not supposed to support microtransactions. It's supposed to support large transactions over internationally for cheap. That's
Yep.
what was more the use case for it. And then, the whole store wealth thing started to come into the scene and stuff. And I'm not getting into any of that. Simple fact I'm saying is that, prior that, now that's what development of Lightning Network is for, is to, make the Bitcoin network able to support micro transactions without fucking the network entirely. So there's other avenues that are being developed and stuff now to sort of facilitate that microtransactions on the Bitcoin network. But until such a time that all of those are widespread and extremely user friendly, your best bet is always going to be going with another coin. If you need, if the Bitcoin network gets clogged, if there's a fee attack or whatever, and the fees get exorbitant again, then you're always going to want to have a backup. And that's where all altcoins, not Litecoin itself in particular, but all altcoins really, really shined in that, during that period of time, because it's like, yeah, you can, wait days on days and spend a couple $100 to move your Bitcoin, or you could just buy a shit coin and then transfer that to another exchange and then
Yeah, then do your thing.
yeah, and then you're going to lose a little bit on the trading fees, but not going to be, the couple $100 that that exchanges were charging for their, transaction fees at the time.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Litecoin is the silver to Bitcoin, right? So
No.
Well, that's what they say. I think
No.
if I'm being serious,
Nido
look, if
is
we're
the platinum.
if we're being
Oh, that is
honest here,
Bitcoin.
if we're being honest here, I would say Ethereum's probably taken that crown.
Mhm.
Oh no, my bag's not in Ethereum. Don't say that.
I mean, it is one of the largest, most used currencies behind crypto, and it's not going anywhere.
I mean,
As much
I'm
as
using like Ripple though, if I really need to exchange something quick. I mean, I'm just being honest. I've done,
Yeah, that's what I would do.
yeah, exactly. But
especially when you hedge and it's just for the network.
yeah. But yeah, and so and I have nothing specifically, against Litecoin or Ethereum for that matter. Now, Cripple can go fuck itself. But most shit coins I'm okay with, except for the outright blatant scams, like Cripple.
I was a Ripple boy for about 13 hours this week.
Did that change?
Then your target hit.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The target hit and then
Okay.
you're out.
Hey, and
Change
I'm
your
not
mind,
saying
you're
that.
like,
I'm not
Sorry,
saying I
what?
never traded. I'm not saying I never traded Cripple either. I definitely made some money off of that bag of shit, but it doesn't mean that I have to like it or support it in any way, shape, or form. There's how many thousands of coins are we up to now? Like 3,000 now. I know that includes tokens as well, which
Yeah, man,
technically
I love
aren't
BCN.
coins. But the point I'm making is that there's plenty of other options for a cheap, fast transferal rather than Cripple. So I can hate on Cripple if I damn well choose.
Oh, of course. I would never want you to repress your feelings because of me.
Hey, I'm all for hating
I
on
wouldn't.
Ripple for sure.
Somebody in the viewers said, "I will find you."
Do it! I dare you! I wish a motherfucker would.
I think last time we had you on, we were talking about your weapons and guns.
Yeah,
and
that's
shit,
so
and
funny. I've been meaning to ask this question that you brought that up.
Go ahead.
So let's just say we all had to get a bunker, all right? And I don't know, world's gonna end, whatever. What are some weapons or supplies you guys would bring down?
Monkey's in the kitchen right now.
Yeah, I'm pouring a whiskey. It's weird about that time.
Gotcha.
Well, you definitely have to have an AR-15 chambered
That
for
was
five.
my first. That was my first thing.
Chambered for 5.56 because that allows you to utilize both the military 5.56 rounds and the civilian 2.23 rounds. If it's chambered for 2.23 and you try to use military 5.56 round, yeah, that chamber is going to explode in your face and fucking kill you. So yeah, but a 5.56 chambered AR-15 is at the very top of the list, especially obviously with ammo as well. But That's why you get the one that's dual chambered, so that when you have to eventually scavenge, that increases your chances of finding usable ammo.
See, it's funny because ammo and silver are both apocalypse money, but if it gets really bad, ammo is going to go parabolic.
Oh yeah.
Specifically, like you said, 5.56, 2.23, and I would say probably like 45, maybe 9 mil. But like, dude, I mean, just having a stockpile of that, I think is huge. Yeah, I don't necessarily, but I need to go buy a bunker and fucking fill it full of ammo and not tell anybody I own it because that's the move.
Shit, I think
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
try to be proficient with the samurai sword or some shit and
You
whack
fucking
some
Good luck,
zombies.
idiot.
good luck, good luck hunting a deer with a fucking samurai sword, homie.
Yeah,
All right.
I could throw it, man. It's a
Dagsy's
throwable
fast,
samurai. I'm the speedy
You guys seen
guy.
anime, man?
Hold on, he's gonna Naruto run, right?
Yeah.
Just catch up to the deer.
Chop its head off.
In the time it took you to kill that
Oh,
one
man.
deer with that katana, I'd be able to wipe out an entire forest of deer with an AR-15.
I'm cool with like a sniper, like a 50 cal sniper. That's cool with me.
No, see there you go. You got to also think of ammunition availability, which there's far less 50 cal ammunition floating around in the civilian world than there is 223 or even 5.56, because there is civilian 5.56 rounds as well. But it's just that the military uses 5.56 as well, so you're using the same round anyway. And then the weight of that weapon of the 50 cal is insane. You're talking almost 100 pounds just for the rifle itself, and over a pound per round.
Strictly for the roof.
Yeah, per round. So and then if you're proficient and you have your weapon, is well taken care of, and you actually practice with it, you can reach out and touch somebody from 1,000 meters with an AR-15. Yeah, you can. Is it going to be easy? Hell no. But if your weapon's in good condition, you have the correct optics, and you have the correct training / practice. Hell yes, you can turn your AR-15 into a sniper rifle very easily. You can reach out and touch somebody with that.
What about a KSG-25? What happened on them? Shotguns.
Shotties. The KSG-25, yeah. I'm not going to claim to know as much about it as some other firearms. I'm not real big into shotguns. They do have a value, obviously. Yes, I see that. But like I said, when it comes to staying light, staying mobile, talking about most bang for your buck, AR-15, man, you just can't beat it. It is useful in every situation, from personal defense all the way through hunting. Whereas, the shotgun, sure, at close range personal defense, you can't beat a shotgun for sure. But that's not a lot of instances, in that if you're in a fortified position, an attack isn't going to come right up on you. They're going to try and pick you off from afar. So you don't want a close range weapon. You want something that can reach out, touch somebody, AT&T style.
Ace, we got to do a fucking survivorship episode where we get like military crypto people to talk about like life-saving shit.
I bet I could get a lot of them.
We would make you guys scared. I'll just put it that way. You'd think, oh shit, these motherfuckers are just walking around? Oh fuck.
Yo, we gotta get Biccolo on this bitch again. Man, is he in Thailand right now? Where is he?
Hey, he's getting those lady boys? What the fuck?
I think so, yeah. He's been putting up some exotic pictures recently.
Oh my god.
Yo, what's up, Tunes? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Yeah, someone's just smoking a vape pen right
I did
now.
not invite you.
Yo,
Where
what
is he? You fucker.
somebody called me?
No. It's a voice.
No,
in
you know
your
why
head,
Tunes
bro.
is here? He tweeted, I could really use a dumb stream right now. And I said, disrespectful while your old show is live. And so I think out of guilt,
Oh, so
Tunes is gracing us with his presence.
oh
purely
god.
Get him, Bagsy.
That's
Give him the
messed
Canadian
up.
special.
Oh,
Yo.
3 people just added me on LinkedIn.
Yo,
and
We
I don't know
dude.
who.
You gotta retweet the stream, bro. That's the cost. It's like Bagsy, Ace, and Monkey. Oh, dude, should
And
I
I
make a
guess
LinkedIn
I'm
with
just
my mask?
fucking nothing, right?
Just like
Let's,
the most
let's hear
stupid
what Tunes is feeling nowadays.
LinkedIn
Tunes, give us
ever seen.
the new Illuminati
Do
coin.
you guys use LinkedIn at all?
I did at one point. I don't
No.
really anymore, but I still get notifications. I didn't delete it or anything, so I still get notifications when people
Yeah,
like,
Tunes,
add
what are
me
you
or something.
shilling, bro?
Yo, let me make a quick
Yeah.
shill really quick. Simple shill. 2-minute shill. 2-minute snack, really, but the shill is only really 10 seconds. Tortilla chips, cheddar cheese, microwave. It'll change your life. You just throw the cheese
Yeah.
on top of the chip,
Go for it.
microwave. Fuck.
So
I don't even know, but it's fatty,
Got
it's salty. Fuck, it's good.
Right up my alley.
You've never seen that movie? Oh man,
I think I have, but I
it's
really
like one
can't
of the
tell
first
movie yet.
scenes in the freaking movie, dude. Is he's sitting there at home, freaking throws a bunch of Tostitos onto a plate,
out.
and dumps some cheese on it, and throws it in the microwave.
Dude, fuck yeah, that's my guy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, except they called it a
God,
quesadilla.
I gotta see that movie
quesadilla.
again.
I'm like that, but
Wait,
yeah,
where the fuck did Tunes go?
Man, he just came for 30 seconds and he left.
Very disrespectful.
He's on to better things now. Maybe Tunes doesn't have anything to show. Maybe he gave up on Theta.
No.
But yeah,
Tunes
boys, what are you guys up to
always-
tonight?
I've known Tunes' positions,
And he's still shilling other shit.
Tunes always has something. To show.
Yeah, give us the triangles.
Man, he retired today from that Triangle LLC. So he's no longer. Yo, I'm here. Yeah, Tunes, I expect you to shill one
Yeah,
shit
Tunes
coin
does
before
well
the
with
end of
the
the stream. Porky's like, he's here. Raven coin. Shit, guys. I guess SoCal,
yeah,
you're
it's
down
got
for
signs-
Raven coin.
it's got sign. Yeah, man, it's got signs of life again after they booted ASICs.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of more like a macro play in that case. What is that? Is that
Kinda,
better
sorta,
for the
yeah.
is that better for the network?
I do think it is because with ASICs, it's a lot of people get turned off by ASICs because they're so expensive, and on top of that,
Mhm.
they're extremely hard to ROI if you don't manage to get the very first batch that's
Yeah.
and even if you do, it still can be tricky to ROI on them. So I have a feeling that most large ASIC net hash is condensed into the hands of a very, very few, a very small number of large mining operations is what I would believe.
That's
'cause,
the
I mean,
Illuminati.
yeah, that's the only people that can afford to keep getting all these big. It's as far as it goes, as far as I'm concerned, it's basically become a perversion of the you have to make money. I mean, have money to make money.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to ASIC mining, because they're so goddamn expensive, relatively speaking, and they're obsolete extremely quickly. They're very hard to ROI, and they're just not a good deal. And then they're only good for one algo, and that's it. Whereas GPUs, CPUs, and Oh hell, what's that really cool thing that's out now? FPGAs. Well, they've been out for a long ass time, but
What's
they're
that?
making a comeback. FPGA is basically what an ASIC wishes it could be. It's a GPU on steroids, basically. It's a field programmable gate array, hence FPGA, and it basically allows you to mine at ASIC speeds with the equipment, but you can mine any algo with it, and you're only burning as much electricity as one GPU, but you're running at ASIC speeds.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're super awesome, but those are not cheap. They're like 3-4 grand a pop just for one of them. And then on top of it, you have to basically be a coder to use them, because there's no widespread bit stream, which is what the coding for FPGAs is called, is the bit streams. There's no widespread like, bit stream developers, like how there's shitloads of mining program developers now. There really is. I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 groups that are doing it, and they're not doing it, for all the they're not trying to add all the algos or anything. So FPGAs are really great, but you still have to be extremely technically competent, and not even hardware technically competent, but I mean programming proficient, competent to be able to use them to their full potential. Like I said, yeah, there's 1 or 2 bitstream groups out there that are adding algos, for free and whatnot, just so the mining software to be able to mine different algos, but they're by no means anywhere near all the algos that are out there. You know what I mean? So if you don't know how to program yourself, you'd be severely handicapped trying to use an FPGA. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I was saying, ASICs are they're not great because there's just so many barriers to what an ASIC is, with its price, difficulty to ROI, its inflexibility when it comes to different mining different algos and stuff. It's all, they're just not worth it. I think they're trash. They're garbage, and they all just need to go away. But that's coming from a hardcore self-professed GPU miner. So I mean, but again, that also kind of feeds into my edge, though, because my big edge is, what?
I don't know. What's your big edge?
I was going to say spec mining, which you have to be flexible on the algos that you can mine, which means you have to use CPUs and GPUs. Or if you can program for yourself, then obviously you can use FPGAs as well, but mainly GPUs and CPUs, because with spec mining, it's normally either a brand new or a lesser used algorithm. So that means it's going to be for GPU and CPU only. There's not going to be any ASICs for it. So it gives you a lot more flexibility when it comes to spec mining, because I mean, are there even any real 256 SHA 256 coin launches anymore? Like, I don't think any coin uses that algo really anymore. New coins for launching, I mean. But look at all the other coins that launch using GPU, CPU only algos. And
what about cloud mining, bro?
Cloud mine? Oh my God! No, no, no. That is that's a terrible losing proposition if you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you mean actual cloud mining, like cloud mining services,
no.
No, you mean like spinning up AWS to CPU mine? Yeah, that can be profitable, yes, but again, like I said, you have to know what you're doing, and that requires almost 100% babysitting. Like, just like if you're leverage trading, you can't really walk away from it, because the second the market turns, you got to shut those fuckers off quick, or else you're going to lose a lot of money on those running those AWS instances and whatnot. But when it comes to actual cloud mining, like cloud mining services, that's a straight up fucking scam. Don't ever fucking use a cloud mining service. I don't give a shit who's running it, who's supporting it, who's shilling it. I don't give a shit. Don't ever cloud mine. Always, always, always run your own equipment. Always.
Yeah, Invest Noir is asking, do you think Bitcoin should go multi-algo to become quantum resistant? I don't know anything about it, so I can't
I'm
really
not even
add much value.
Well, right now there's no
I think somebody's quad body it. Somebody has to be at this point of age. We just don't know about it.
quantum mining. No, it's quantum's nowhere near there yet. And also the quantum computers that these big corporations and governments do have that they're experimenting with are only quantum computers for a very specific set of calculations. It's not like they can go ahead and do everything a regular computer can do. They're basically it's an easier, now this is very incorrect, but it's just easier to think of it as like a quantum ASIC, because it's very application specific what they can do with the quantum computers that they have now. So even right now, they couldn't even use it for to crack Bitcoin right now, even if they wanted to. And I don't think they're going to be able to for quite a while. I do think Bitcoin should become multi-algo. If that has quantum resistant benefits, awesome. But what I'm more thinking of is the fact of when 2140 rolls around and the last Bitcoin is mined, with everything that has been done to mitigate the amount of fees that can be imposed on the network with like SegWit, Lightning, all that kind of stuff, I don't think unless Bitcoin, gets to like $10 million a coin, which God, I hope. I don't think that will happen, but Jesus Christ, do I hope that happens. But anyway, barring anything insane like that happening, I don't think the fees are going to be able to support the current network size, which would mean it'd be even easier for somebody to 51% attack, because a lot of miners, a lot of ASICs are going to shut off once the last Bitcoin's mined. At least this is what I think. This is my opinion of a scenario that could happen. Let me preface it with that first, and say that staying on SHA 256, which is very well saturated with ASICs, there's not gonna be that big of an incentive after 2140 rolls around and to continue running those ASICs. So you're going to have to be able to support smaller devices as well, aka GPUs, CPUs again. Whereas, yes, I know SHA 256, you can still do it, mine it with a CPU and GPU, but look at the speeds you're going to get compared to an ASIC, and then take into account another 140 years of computer advancement on top of it. You wouldn't be able to mine dick with a CPU or a GPU compared to whatever kind of crazy ass ASICs or whatever are out by that point in time. You know what I mean? So I think multi-algo for Bitcoin is probably a good idea, and if it has quantum resistant benefits, awesome, that's a plus. But more so for to prepare for the ASIC die-off after the last Bitcoin is mined, because as it stands, and again, that's also discounting 140 years of development on the Bitcoin network as well. We have no idea where the hell it's going to go in that time. But speaking from the current frame of reference, I just don't see network fees being able to support the amount of net hash that is on it right now, because that's just, it's already an insane amount of net hash that's extremely expensive to run all that equipment, and that's still with Bitcoin still giving out 12.5 Bitcoin per block. What happens when that goes to zero? Yeah, you might maybe be able to pull 1 Bitcoin in fees after that, but then you're hoping that Bitcoin's worth $10 million a pop
Yeah.
for the
Yeah, for
dust
the
that are the transaction fees to make
Well,
running that much equipment worth it.
What's the U.S. dollar value of the 12.5 plus whatever fees, like average of blocks nowadays? Does anybody know?
I don't know the U.S. dollar average, but I know the Bitcoin average after fees is normally around 13.
Okay, so half Bitcoin in fees. I mean, you just gotta wonder then. So if
Yeah,
it's
and
13, call it a little over 100K. So if Bitcoin is 200K, then it sustains. But I mean, that's obviously a huge thing. But
yeah, there's so many variables that
Yeah.
come
yeah,
into play
it can't be
because
that simple.
speaking about because the time difference between now and when that happens in the future, that, like I said, that's discounting 140 years of Bitcoin network development and 140 years
Of
of
inflation.
of computer development, well, and 140 years of inflation as well. You're correct, and whatever economic crises and shit happen between now and then.
Which there
So
will be many between now and then.
oh yeah, that's guaranteed. I mean, there's going to be at least one, but
One
yeah,
next fucking week if we continue this shit.
right. But it's very, very hard to say what will happen at that point in time, but it does not hurt to start preparing now.
Yeah, that's my motto. Hey Ace, what do you think about metals?
Man.
I'm worried this is a bearish retest.
Fine, man.
I mean, it ended up hitting the bound. Like, this is like kind of disgusting because I've kept this up perfect like the whole time. Like, dude, this shit was on point down to the wick. Like, so it
Nice.
filled the gap all the way. Really needs to clear over the 20 SMA right now. I think it pumped off the fact that SPY dumped. So I know there's a lot of people DMing me today about this one. So I mean, it really needs to break out. This isn't exactly the best setup for it right now. But let's see. I mean, a couple other things I was looking at was like just previous times we did this and stuff like that. So there's definitely a chance that this could get going. But
Yeah,
right now,
I think retesting the I don't know that next support looks like 1630 is possible. I had 1750 as a support. It did kind of a fake retest, came up and just never, and it was really more of a swing up, a failed swing up, and then that turned into. I mean, it could be actually resistance now. What are we at 1750 coming up?
yeah, it looks like right now, like aftermarket, we're messing around on 1750 and 1760.
So we'll see. It's funny. I think I actually told you I sold some of my USLV because I was planning on buying
Yeah,
I was planning on buying the Bitcoin breakout upwards, and then it ended up being a good take profit on the SLV, and it ended up Bitcoin didn't go up, but I'm sitting there in cash, and I'm not too mad about it.
yeah, yeah. I still got some calls that are a little struggling right now. They expire, so probably got to take care of them very soon, or I'm gonna get wrecked on those. But yeah, I mean, if the worst case scenario, if we end up losing this zone, I'm looking at 1660, and after that, I would have to reassess everything because then you're looking at 16, and that means like regular markets are probably gonna be breaking up to a high, which I mean is a huge, huge concern right now. Because like if I show you this on my screen, we're technically, I mean, just on the daily, if this daily somehow recovers, over 289, I mean, it just keeps us on a higher low this whole time. That's kind of interesting.
I was looking at it's gonna be hard to explain. I was kind of looking at and I know there's a better name for this. I think they call it like a diamond type distribution pattern potentially forming.
Yeah, yeah.
It would involve kind of another plunge down to like 267s, I believe it was, and then kind of you get the rest. It kind of just forms almost like a football shape, and that could be a bearish scenario, I think. But I mean, it's full disclosure. I'm not the best index trader, truthfully, especially stock index. For whatever reason, I'm just better at isolated trends. So
Yeah.
really, I paper trade more than anything on these indexes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen diamond patterns in other scenarios, but I haven't looked at it in that angle, so I'll have to check it out.
We'll see. I mean, it's early to tell. I mean, you can only really have so much success, hoping patterns happen or whatever. I mean, until it's right there, it's not it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's just a fucking a hope, a thought, which as a trader generally doesn't serve well. Yeah, pull up GME. I didn't check it today. I believe it was a rough day for it, but there's
Dude,
a
Dime is so bullish on this. He's like ultra selling me on this gap. He's like, bro,
Who is?
I'm so fucking balls deep. So I think I'm gonna like go ahead and try to play this gap over here because this looks like a great day for a dip.
I picked up at 369, I think it was, and it was
I
380.
know. We're telling us at the bottom.
It was 389, I think, or something. It was open that gap up day. I want to say maybe I don't know, but I've been riding it, man. The gap. I feel like it should fill, but I'm not going to get my heart set on it. I think we're going to consolidate a little bit before we go for it, likely, but we'll see.
Let's take a look. I just want to see what comes up for an options play because I definitely
Here,
want to.
I'll plug my buddy here, Noah Trades, I believe this is on Twitter. He did a valuation on it as far as like liquidation value goes, and it was 350. And so when we bottomed, I think it was around 320. I felt pretty good that was the real bottom, and that the bounce would be from a percent wise down there pretty rewarding. And so far it has.
All right, so I'm like looking at $6 calls for November 8th. That's about a month out. I mean, that's a little sooner than I'd expect, but let's see what
RuneScape ads everywhere.
Yeah, come play, come back. Yeah, I haven't been on there, but they just took money out of my account.
Bro, Noah Trades got suspended, man. He's not on Twitter no more.
Hold on, let me see if this.
This looks.
Did I just go back to 2003?
Trader Noah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Trader Noah? Okay.
Yeah, Trader.
Fucking RuneScape.
Okay, this looks a little better. If I do the $7 ones, because I doubt anybody's expecting to fill the gap. They're priced at 26 cents right now, and they seem to have a lot more upside. So let's just say by the end of October, or like even right before Halloween, we end up seeing a move to about. Still not enough. I mean, it says 138%. I mean, that's enough, but I was looking for like 400%. But I mean, I would probably take that 100% at least. I feel like you could at least get that out of there.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see us coming back and retesting $5, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, if I was gonna look to get in, I'd probably see.
I think that's pretty expected. Maybe. I mean, the wick on the daily, pretty ugly. Coming up to that, I have 585 as a resistance line, and I think it stalled maybe 584, 582. It's pretty ugly wick on the daily. That could be the fucking top. Who knows? But it's just one I'm watching. I like value stocks. In this one, I honestly think I even went so far. I took I want to say it was Warren Buffett. There was some investor just said go into the business that you're investing in and just like look around, see what's happening. And I did. I went to 2 GameStop locations in the same day, and to be honest, I was pretty impressed. There was customers in both making purchases. I talked to the employees. They said that games are still their biggest seller, which I think I was maybe not expecting. And then hardware, and then collectibles. They said that weekends are the most busy, and obviously like holiday season. But I mean, that's pretty retail-ish. I think that the market probably overly priced or overly sold it off because of the whole everybody's downloading video games, and which is true. But they've got good assets. They've got a business that works. So that's why I'm bullish. It's a boring thing to be bullish on to me, but those are good things. It's just a nice value stock, and that's why I bought into it.
Yeah, because I mean, when you go to Christmas time, I mean, I think it's going to be good around Christmas because there's so many games coming out, and parents are going to want to give them like physical games. So I think it'll do good come November.
No, it's at $12. Fuck it.
I'm good with like $7 call options. There's one that I was looking at. I've been trading this one. It's the decline of retail stores, but it's an ETF. Because, like, I mean, I think that's what I was basically playing off, was basically thinking that retail stores are going to be going downhill and you're gonna start losing those mom and pop shops. So if they go down, this goes up. But lately they started reversing back. They must be going back up. I'm trying to long.
It's an interesting chart. The thing is that like some things are Amazon proof is the way I've heard it put, and so you got to be careful on what's in those ETFs, in my opinion.
They're dangerous.
Go ahead.
I'm just laughing.
No, yeah, I was gonna say. Funny enough, God, sorry, I'm eating Oreos. I got shit in my throat. But I was gonna say, GameStop is not Amazon proof, but there is retail that is Amazon proof, and so investing in that I think is good. There's things like clothing, auto shops, just other things that really have to be retail. And so, like especially in like investing in real estate, if you can get a strip mall or something that's Amazon proof, it adds a lot of value compared to a fucking I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff that's being driven out.
I know a lot of crackheads that like take like games and stuff to GameStop. They've been doing it since like forever.
You know, a lot of crackheads.
Hey man, I got these games, man.
Yeah, and like they get the most horrible exchange rates for games too. Like if you want to go trade something in there, that's why I just end up keeping all my games. So they make a lot of money.
Honest, like I was talking to a buddy who was on vacation, like not even on vacation, he was living somewhere for a while. And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I just went and bought a used Xbox from GameStop. Like I'll sell it before I leave." And I'm like, there's merit. You know what I'm saying? Like people use it. Like it's something that I think, for one, like I saw mothers and kids in there. I think it's kind of just like an exciting thing for a kid to go do. Two, at this given point, I think there's a lot of people who grew up going to it. And so they still go there for like hardware and stuff. I actually bought an Xbox headset.
Yeah, I just bought Zelda.
I bought a Turtle Beach headset, and then that was when I went in there. Is I bought it at one of the stores and then just walked into the other one. But I don't know. I think there's merit to it. We'll see. I'm certainly not in love with it, but I like a good value stock, and I think that this one has an extra element, an extra potential element of being oversold because of the kind of digital gold rush type thing.
What about Overstock? What's your thoughts on that?
Yo, boys, before we keep going into stocks, I got a boogie in the next like 3 minutes.
About what?
Overstock. I think Overstock's about to shit the bed.
I haven't been watching Overstock, but it's an interesting stock. Oh, dude, that's the one of the fucking CEO, dude. Yeah. Did you see my tweet?
I don't know who tweeted it, but somebody was talking about their CEO, how they got replaced and all sorts of stuff.
This guy, I forget what it was. He did something like the guy's fucking savage, bro. First thing he did was fuck a Russian spy. The second thing he did was say that he was going to pay dividends in crypto. The third thing he did was step down as CEO. Then he dumped all his stock, which was like 14% of the stock, and it crashed the price. What you're looking at, it crashed the price huge.
Wow,
50%. And so it's interesting, dude. The guy is just a fucking absolute savage. I mean, what a display of fucking just like in the public light with all that. And I think the lesson that on my Twitter thread is that when you're into these altcoins, or even stocks like we're talking about, even value stocks like GameStop, there's people, not even stocks that in altcoins specifically, there's people with a cost basis close to zero. SoCal, you were talking about that, the mining.
Yep.
There's always somebody with a cost basis that is so fucking low. And you have to understand their position of things. And you don't want to get stuck in an overstock situation where you're getting the brute end of this guy cashing out for literally the most, who knows what reason. And so it's just something to be cognizant of. If you got a fucking crazy CEO or a team, they could fucking dump on you.
Yeah, they can, and they have done it in the past.
Yeah, and I mean, not even that. There's. I mean, I know a lot of people who are early miners in certain coins and holding, large percents of supplies. And when they want the door, they're gonna fucking kick it down. And so it's just something you got to think about managing risk. Oh, a great one was it OCN back in 17, maybe early 18?
18.
It was, I think it was, I wasn't trading it. It was up at like 500 Satoshis, and then somebody exited down to 30 sats. It was, like, I think it was like 90 something.
Yikes.
I sold that shit. It was
Yeah.
great.
Me too, bro. OCN was
remember,
one of my better ones.
No, it just me that I got out before the bottom fell out. I was like, this is a piece of shit, but I'm going to try trading it anyway. Made a little bit, and I was like, all right, time to get out. Got
Look at
out, and like a day or two later, that shit just tanked.
Seal had a huge run and then just a major exit from 70 plus thousand sats down to, I think it was like 43.
Yeah,
and that
47, yeah.
because it did recover, and so it was probably more of just a dump than an exit. But regardless, you just got to understand, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is the emission scheme. Who has the circulating supply, things like that.
Yep.
In every
Yeah.
it goes back to silver. I'll loop it even back to that. Fucking JPM. In this case, they're holding a bunch of physical and a bunch of shorts on futures. They're a lot of people accuse them of suppressing futures prices to buy physical cheaper. Who knows? Maybe that'll show up in a courtroom. But that's their positioning. You can look at it in the data. But eventually they're gonna have to shift that. It'll change the market for a big player. And so that kind of aspect of trading is something that can easily be overlooked, but it's important. Warren Buffett on the pound. Sorry, the examples just keep going. Or not Warren Buffett. I'm sorry. Who's the fucking guy? Soros.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not a case of him necessarily holding an asset. It's him, having the power to drive an asset down.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yo, boys, I gotta go. I gotta fucking go. But it's been really good to have the three of you on SoCal, fucking Monkey Charts and Ace. Yo, my dear co-host, boys, everyone at home. What's up, brother? Yo, go for it, SoCal.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say something.
Thanks for having me on, brother. I was just saying thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me on too.
Well, of course, brother.
Yep. All I have to say is probably go all in ISO. No, don't actually do that. But, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Somebody wants to sell me their verifier
always
status,
a
I'll take
fucking
it.
ISO still.
Dude, I like verifiers month